do away with the bullshit, and I was going to manifest me a white man. Yeah. And I did. I obviously that's why we're here. Hi, I'm Ida Divine, your tour guide to your dystopian lifestyle. This Marshmallows and Machetes is a sugary sweet show that can easily cut your fucking head off. We are flexible here. Hi. I said that. You can answer down in the comments how you're doing today. I hope you're doing good. Let me ask you something though. Have you ever dated outside of your race, outside of your culture, your religion? There was a time as a single mom when I was dating black men and they were ghosting me after dates, being disrespectful, rude, and cheap to me and my kids. So, yeah, I decided I was going to do away with the bullshit and I was going to manifest me a white man. Yeah. And I did. I obviously that's why we're here. This is the real life story of my white ex. We'd love you to consider subscribing to Marshmallows and Machetes weekly shows. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. So to protect his identity, we'll just call him Joe. Okay, here we go. Shit. We met at a traffic stop in North Carolina on one of these towns in the early 2000s. I was stopped at the red light and I peeped next to me. There was a delicious BMW 328i 3 Series coupe with peanut butter interior. All black rims, blacked out with illegal tint, so I couldn't see inside. I was in my blue Cadillac DeVille on 20s. The air conditioner was broke, so I was waiting on the light to turn green so I could drive off and get me a little breeze. You know how it is up front. I guess he saw me looking. No, I was staring at this car. It was so beautiful. And then the window rolls down and Lord, it's a white man. Okay, I thought it was a drug dealer, but it was something much more sinister. Sorry. He said, let me buy you some gas. So I pulled the fuck in to the gas station right behind him. We exchanged numbers and we talked a little bit and he said he would call me later, right? So later on that night, he did call me and he had some questions for me. But I told him immediately that I had kids. I was like, I have kids and they're black. And he told me that he had a little girl, he had an ex-wife, and I realized he was really charismatic and easy to talk to. He was in his early 30s and he owned a house and a business. Our first date was like a week later and he picked me and my kids up and took us to dinner in a predominantly white establishment. Yeah. It was really cool. Honestly, I noticed that he was comfortable being with a black woman and two little black boys in public. So that was something that I didn't have to worry about. I later learned that Joe was in law enforcement. Yeah. He was tan. He worked out. He had a nice body. Joe was Sicilian, Italian, American, and he dressed and looked a little bit like Robert De Niro in Casino. What did my family think? My family was cool with it as long as he wasn't like a serial killer and hurting me or the kids. So they were fine with it. I mean, I am grown and I didn't give a fuck what no one thought, but it'd be nice to know what they thought since it was the first time for me. My mother, yeah, she hated his ass, but she never met him. Yeah. Surprisingly. My kids, the boys loved him. They thought that he was a big ass kid. He talked to them about school. He would buy them toys and take them on rides and buy them snacks and clothes. And he even taught my youngest how to ride a bike, which was very sentimental. He let me meet his mom too, who looked kind of confused when she met me because I used to like dress like a dance hall queen back then. Apparently I still do. But she was very sweet. And I also was able to meet his daughter, who was very young at the time. She was really, really cute. I met his brother, his big brother, and I met a lot of his friends. So Joe, he also took me out on a date to an upscale wedding, like an upscale wedding, and many, many expensive dinners. He paid bills. Sometimes he would surprise me and pay the mortgage. I mean, a dream come true. Doesn't it sound like that? Sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? So why don't you follow me on to the next video so I can really show you something? Like, you want to see something? Join me to the next video, and this will be part 2 of my white X on marshmallows and machetes.